Hi, this is Greg with Stokes Ladders. Today we're out here on the farm and we're going to talk about the orchard ladder, what the orchard ladder is, why we make it, what it's for, and some general guidelines on the orchard ladder. A lot of people have never seen a tripod ladder. They walk by and say, what the heck is that thing? Well, orchard ladders, tripod ladders, are designed to be used on the uneven surfaces found in orchards. If you take a four-legged ladder and you put it on uneven ground, it's going to teeter back and forth between the high spots of the ground, and it's not going to be stable. It's going to be moving under your feet. Just like a camera tripod, a tripod ladder only has 3 points of contact that are always in contact with the surface. So even if one's, a little bit higher or something, you're not rocking back and forth. Now, some people say, oh, that can't be stable. There's just a little tube on the back. Well, what you'll notice if you look at a regular four-legged ladder, they're pretty narrow down the whole front, and then they have a narrow back ladder as well. We flare out extra wide at our base to account for the fact that there's only a single point of contact in the back. So if you've never been on one, it's probably one of the more stable ladders you've been on, especially out here on the farm. Here at Stokes, we've been manufacturing tripod orchard ladders for the past 60+ years. We have every size you may need. We start with a 5-foot tripod, which weighs 13 pounds, all the way up to the 16-foot tripod that weighs 45 pounds at every foot in between. A lot of backyard home users probably get like a 10 or 12 foot, so that's kind of where I'm going to hang out and talk about today. Our 10-foot ladder weighs 27 pounds. Now, a lot of people also ask, we see on this table that you have an HVSL. What is that? That's the highest vertical standing level. And what that is where your feet are going to be when you're safely on the highest step you can climb to. So if you'll notice, our ladders have big red steps. Do not stand on or above this step. And that HVSL is the actual inches off the ground that your feet are going to be when the ladder is in the open and climbing position. The highest vertical standing level of a 10-foot ladder is 6 feet 7. What that means is your feet will be standing 6 feet 7 inches off the ground when you're on the step right below the red step. That's as high as you can climb. So if you add your body height to the highest vertical standing level, plus a foot or two for your arms, that's where you can figure out kind of how high you're going to be able to reach from the ladder. Another feature of our tripod orchard ladders is our shoulder pad. Now let me show you what that is and why we use it. For long carries, it's really nice to put the shoulder pad on your shoulder. Let me open this up so you can see what I'm talking about. They're at a different level depending on the length of the ladder, but there's a dark colored shoulder pad on the right side of the ladder. There's two reasons for this. One is it's very nice and comfortable to carry, but it's also the balance point of the ladder. So it makes sense that you would want to balance your shoulder in the balance point of the ladder so it's not tipping while you're walking. But on top of that, when you go to set the ladder up or pull it down, that's where you want to grab the ladder. It doesn't matter as much on the shorter ladders because they're not as heavy and there's not as much leverage. But if you grab a 16-foot ladder a couple steps below the shoulder pad and you go to tip it over, it's going to be really top heavy and it can get away from you real quick. So always grab from the shoulder pad, bring your tube in, and lean the ladder over, and it'll never get away from you. The tripod orchard ladder was designed to be used in an orchard environment. Now, the third leg has an unlimited range of motion, right? You could swing it long and far, and there's multiple reasons for that in an orchard use. Maybe you need to get it through the crook of a tree to get yourself up in the center so you could prune or pick the fruit in the middle. Maybe you have a little bit of a hillside, and you could actually kick the third leg out a little bit farther, keeping your ladder steps level, and that way you can still safely climb the ladder. But the safety of the ladder requires that you're on soft surfaces where the feet actually penetrate into the ground with your weight, and it keeps the third leg from doing the splits on you. If you're on a hard, slippery surface, this tube won't dig into the ground, and when you put your weight on it, it could easily kick out and do the splits. So that's why it is imperative that you only use orchard ladders on turf or in an orchard setting where there's soft enough soil or turf for the feet to dig in. Now, The tripod design by its nature is just a good design. So what we've done is we've come up with some accessories that allows you to use our orchard ladders on a hard surface. We call this accessory the hard surface kit, and the other accessory is a telescoping third leg, and we'll go over those in a little more detail on later videos, but we're going to do an overview right now. So the hard surface kit comes with two things. It comes with a restraint cable, and it comes with a rubber foot for all 3 points of contact. One for the tube, two for the feet. Now, this is a permanent installation. There's two ways. If you already have an orchard ladder, you could order a hard surface kit from us. We have an installation video. You can install it yourself, or you could order the ladder to come with a hard surface kit. The other option is a telescoping third leg. So what we've done is you could shorten or extend the third leg to account for different slope. So these are two different accessories. You could get one or both or the other, depending on what your needs are. I want to explain something about the hard surface kit. The rubber feet alone are not enough to make the ladder safe to use without restraining this third leg on a hard surface. So the rubber feet are really they're meant to protect the entire ladder from sliding on something slippery, or to protect your wood deck or your floor or your carpet or whatever you're using this on. The safety comes from this cable right here. If you do not have the third leg tethered, you cannot use this ladder on a hard surface. So to summarize all the options, we have a hard surface kit, which is rubber feet and a restraint cable. We have a telescoping third leg, which is pretty self-explanatory, but it's a telescoping third leg. You could order it with both kits or just one or the other. If you're a farmer and you want a cable on your ladder, but you're still using it out in the orchard and you don't need rubber feet, we have just a restraint cable as well. So there's kind of three options that you guys can pick and choose from. Thank you for watching our overview on tripod orchard ladders. If you have any questions or more interest in where to get these, feel free to visit our website, www.stokesladders.com. Safe climbing.